my home. Took away my child. Tell me who took her.
I'm Dr. Victor Frankenstein, and he belonged to me now.
I'm here about my daughter.
You smell like me.
I must find her.
The Invisible Man. I just need a piece of his skin.
What is he tempting?
An unkillable abomination. It will wreak havoc on the world.
I'll be fully a god among men.
Blood is life. I owe you mine.
You need my help. What's the plan?
Infiltrate Frankenstein's lair and get my daughter back.
I'm sensing something.
Get back! It won't be easy. We're gonna have to rely on reflexes for this one. Gentlemen, I look forward to plunging into hell with you.
I would drag this thing back to hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What an intro.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What is going on? What is going on? It's your boy, Preston, PhatSamuraiGuy, back again, hanging out with your boy in the movie dojo. I am surrounded by legends. That's right. First up, we will start with the man himself. That's right. I had a blast last time you were here talking about The Exorcist, baby. Good old Doug Bradley. It was an honor having him on the show. Make sure you guys check out that movie. And in my opinion, that movie kicks Exorcist believers' ass. Yes. Kicks all of the ass. All right. So make sure.
Thank you. We tried.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, come on, what was it? 6 days?
6 days, one location, very little money and time, but you know, like with this movie, everyone gave a shit, so we pulled out all the stops that we could.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're very well done. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, man, welcome back. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to be in the PSG universe. We haven't done a versus in a while, but and I don't have my glasses on, so technically I'm not my YouTube form. This is me as my professional form. But thank you for having me, and thank you for letting us talk about the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Master Chaos, he will always be, baby. Yes. And speaking of working with other legends, I had a blast working with this man right here in Headless Horseman, baby. Oh, yeah. Had a lot of fun working with this guy, seeing my man Ethan, that's right, do his thing. Welcome to the channel, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It was a blast. And look at this guy in action. Look at this guy. He killed it, stealing all of the scenes. And you know, I gotta tell you this really quick story. There was a scene. I was on the side trying to not be in the shot while filming, and Ethan was still in character, and he did a scene, and he walked off set. Well, he walked out of the camera frame by me, and when he was done with his scene, he walked by, and I was like, "That was awesome, man! Great job!" And you were still in character, and when you walked by, you were like, "Yeah." You're still in character. I was like, "This is amazing." But yeah, awesome to see you work, brother. And again, we're gonna get to Monster Mash in a second here. It was a graveyard smash. We're gonna get to it, but Eric, Boris himself, welcome to the channel.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. And down here, good old Ramses. Adam, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much, man. This is awesome.
And here he is. He's got nards. Ian, welcome, brother.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us all.
So we're going to get into it right here. First of all, congratulations on the success of the film and getting it out there. But I came across this the other day, and I didn't even know this happened. But congrats on your trailer, Jose, getting 292,000 views.
All right.
That's impressive, man. Wow. I was like, what? I came across Joe Blow Horror and I was like, oh my goodness, that is amazing, man. So congrats. That's right. That's right. It's a lot of views, man. That's awesome. I wish I could have been there for the premiere, man. I wish I could have been there.
I wish you could have made it too, man. You know, if everybody was who saw the trailer watched the movie, then we would almost guarantee a sequel. So
I don't know how they don't. We just watched the trailer and I was like, holy shit, I want to watch this movie.
Right? Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I wish I could have been there. But look at I love the shirts. I love the shirts, Ian. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Jose is always styling and profiling, by the way. That's right.
Try.
That's right. But next premiere, Jose, for your next movie, don't worry, I'll be there. You got people watching right now. Multi-Gun Man giving the thumbs up. He's glad he can make it. That's right. Here we go. Looks like a remake of Monster Squad. There we go.
Essentially.
Inspiration from that awesome classic movie. Yeah, for sure. But again, with this film, Jose, how cool was it that you got the legend himself, Harry Manfredini, back to do the score for your movie?
Honestly, the fact that this dude still gives me the time of day, you know, means the world to me. You know, reached out to him on Headless. That was the first time we worked on anything together, and he said, "Yeah, sure." And then I guess we started a bromance, and now he says, "I'm doing every movie you make." I'm like, okay, I don't know that I can pay you very well, but all right, let's do it. And so, an absolute honor. Yeah, he's incredible. I actually just talked to him yesterday about something else that I'm working on, and he's all in. So yeah, he's amazing.
Nice. Shout out to good old Harry here. Ethan, I saw you posted the other day about how this was a very challenging experience to film your character and do the movie because you were sick, correct? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I caught the plague. Like, I only filmed 2 days.
Wow.
And then I got sick with the vid, and I wasn't able to return, so they had to continue shooting with a body double. And so about 90% of my scenes were shot weeks later, and I was by myself most of it. I think only, like, I have maybe, like, let's say 35 scenes in the entire movie, but probably 8 of them were filmed with the actual people in the room, which is like the hallway scenes, like my opening scene, my scene with when I meet Ramses, and then the scene with the undead corpse Browning coming up.
Oh yeah, Browning.
That was the only scenes that I was there with the other actors. All the rest, I was, you know, talking to Jose's daughter off screen.
That is impressive. Yeah. And kudos and shout out to the editor of the film, because Jose, I could not tell.
Yeah, honestly, like,
it was seamless.
Even I couldn't tell, except for only one scene could I tell, because the body double is the back of his head and he's trying to stay still. He's like, I don't want to mess up or something. He's just like staying completely still. But other than that, I couldn't tell at all. I was like, wow, that was pretty seamless.
Yeah, it was well done. Go ahead, Jose.
I was gonna say this is the hardest movie I've ever made. Very, very, very difficult. Not just because we lost our main actor, you know, 2/3 of the way in, and or less, or 1/3, whatever. On day, basically, he was there for 2 days, 2 out of the 6. This is another 6-day thing. So we didn't have him for the entire movie, and he was in every scene basically. So it was very hard. And on top of that, we were fighting time. We had a really strict shooting schedule. So we had like 8 hours of shooting time a day, which is like ridiculous. On top of that, you say the edit. Kudos to the editor. His name is Rob Palatina. He's a great guy. I never met him. He was in the UK. I edited this movie through emails.
Wow.
That was not the way I wanted to do it. I had a guy already, a guy already that I was working with, and I go, okay, this is the guy I want to use. And they said, no, you have to use Rob. Great guy. He knows his shit. I mean, he takes notes. But I never met him. We were never in the same room. And yeah, and I was super nervous. This is not going to work out. There's no way we're going to shoot all of his close-ups and put it in the movie, and it's going to not look like ass. But it works, and and most people don't even know that he was, that's, I mean, the third act gets a little weird, but that's because of that.
Right.
But it was very hard for many reasons we can go into later. But most of it being that stuff almost got derailed every day. But man, you have to have that one movie that tests your faith in filmmaking. This is the one. I'm really happy that people have, really enjoyed what they've seen, and that makes it all worthwhile.
Copy that. You have Wicked here. You all did a phenomenal job. I've watched it several times now, and it's definitely getting added to an annual Halloween rotation. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh, nice. The biggest compliment.
Right?
That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Thank
And
you.
you know what? Going back to the Monster Squad comment earlier, I think this, obviously there's inspiration there because we all love that movie, but I think this separates itself from Monster Squad, Jose, and it's its own thing, because this is a sleuth. This is like a detective vampire story with Dracula. And I was thinking hard for a long time. It might exist out there, but I can't really think of a movie that features Dracula where it's a mystery. And Dracula, in a way, is Sherlock Holmes. I mean, we can go all the way back to the 90s and give a little shout out to Forever Night if we want to do that. But that's a TV show. That's not a movie. I just took us back there. I just dated myself. It's all good. The fucking 90s kicked ass. It's all right. Well, anyway, but yeah, I was like, dude, this is a mystery sleuth film featuring Dracula and a whole bunch of other iconic characters. Ethan, I know you were suffering, but hey, brother, you're a badass. You pulled through and kicked the vid's ass. That's right. And you killed it. You crushed it. You killed it, man. You did so good. Did you draw any inspirations from previous actors who played Dracula, or you were just like, I'm going to do my own thing? Or was it a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, for sure. I didn't have much time really to prep, so I kind of had to jump in with both feet first. Just go for it. And I did watch a few clips of Bela Lugosi. I've always been a huge fan of Christopher Lee. So I've always emulated a lot of my work after him already. So that kind of came to me, but I relied heavily on music for this. Because of the short turnaround, I knew that I just needed to make a choice and stick with it. So I just relied heavily on music, specifically this song called La Cremosa, and I would have it playing, and Jose can attest to this. I because I wasn't able to wear headphones, I just had La Cremosa playing, and I would walk all around through the hallways, up and down set, back and forth, like to the tune of that song, and that's how I tried to pull that through my performance the entire time.
Nice. Yeah. Well done. Very well done. Eric, brother.
Yes, sir.
Boris, aka Frankenstein's monster. When you got the part, you were like, all right, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna just do the traditional fire burn? Am I gonna do that? Or am I gonna bring a little something extra to the dance, to the table there?
From the audition that Jose sent, I knew that this was definitely an emotional Frankenstein, and I've never really seen that, so I definitely was just doing it, trying to figure it out on my own. The voice was the hardest thing, and I because I like working with voices, but usually if people give me a couple weeks to do it, I can nail it, and I didn't really find the voice until the third or fourth day of shooting. But when I got it, I knew I had to work on the walk and the talk, and then it just his internal dialogue, would come with, with the script. But yeah, before I even got the script, I was like, walk around my apartment, like, this is what they would do. He's assembled, so he probably has bulged discs. He probably can't straighten his legs, and I just rolled with that, from whatever I had.
Nice. Are there any fans here for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro? Does anyone like that?
Sucks.
Okay,
Sucks.
we just started a versus episode right now. There you go. Ethan likes it. Yeah, Sumo likes it. I've been wanting to revisit that. I haven't seen it in so long.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. It doesn't even sound familiar.
Yeah, Robert De Niro, Bobby played the monster. Yeah, I want to revisit that. So I want to revisit that for sure.
Crap.
But
Enjoy.
Oh my goodness.
Although I was like a child when I watched it, so maybe I need some adult eyes to really have an actual take on it.
Don't back out, Ethan. Be strong. It's awesome. Be strong.
I trust Jose's opinion, and if he says that it sucks, then probably good.
It's Kenneth Branagh having his shirt off for the whole movie, trying to look like a ripped muscle dude. And then the story makes so many weird choices. I saw it like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Horrible movie. Just
oh man, I looked it up real quick. I totally remember all of the marketing for this, like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I've never seen this. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's it.
But Coppola's Dracula, masterpiece. Holy
come on,
shit.
yeah,
incredible.
That's like the benchmark.
It might be my favorite, I think. If I had to put them all together, it might be my favorite. Adam, brother, killed it as Ramses, aka the Mummy. What I really enjoyed about your character, man, was that Adam, I love the way Adam spoke. He was like realistic about everything. He was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Is this a really good idea? Are you sure? It's great, man.
When I wrote on set and I saw the makeup, I was like, "Oh, we're doing this. Like, we're not half-assing it." And it was 2.5 hours in that makeup, to get that on, and another 45 minutes to get it off. So I was like, "All right, let's do it. Let's really do it." And it was so much fun.
Copy that. And the Wolf Man, aka the Werewolf, Ian. Man, we're gonna show you when I show the trailer again. We're gonna take a look again at your prosthetics and all that. But how was it playing a werewolf, son? Were you pumped? You were like, yeah, howling, baby. Let's go.
I was so excited. Leading up to getting booked on this project, I had literally done 3 projects prior to this playing a werewolf, but it's like in this fantasy land where you never actually see them. Like, I'm a werewolf. I'd never transform.
Right.
So when this came up, it was a little serendipitous. I'm like, I really want this. And there it is. That's what I've been wanting, like, to really get into some prosthetics and dive into a character. So when I got the word that I booked it, I was just beside myself with just excitement to go there, to do it.
Yeah, so good. You were so good, man. And again, going back to you, Jose, I love the gothic vibes. It definitely had that Hammer horror feel to it, and especially with some of the sets and locations. So, look at this. Look at this shot right here. Look at that. It doesn't get any more gothic than that. Well done.
Brad.
Thank you. I have to thank Mark David, our DP, who did an amazing job we had limited equipment, and our sets weren't great with all the lights on. So he did a great job of capturing that. Going in, that's what you want to do. You want to make a Hammer horror movie. You want to make a classic Universal picture. That's the idea. But we had to play with our circumstances and our budget. And when this was initially pitched, I was in post, I should say, for Exorcist, and I wanted it desperately. So luckily they gave it to me, and because nobody else there really, honestly, had the love of the franchise monsters that I did. And I watched these movies back to back. I've probably seen all of them 30 times. Even the entire Invisible Man franchise, there's 5 of those. Well, they're fine. And Invisible Man's fine. The first 2 are good, and then the rest get kind of messy. But I still love them. I love them very much, and I love all these characters. So the goal was, now they're the heroes. So it's Reverse Monster Squad.
Yeah.
That's and Monster Squad's one of my favorite 80s movies. It may be my favorite of all time in 80s movies. I love it to death. So you don't get the chance every day to make a Monster Squad. So this was an absolute no-brainer. And yeah, you have to make it if you can pull it off. The way to do it is traditional, the Gothic sets and things like that. And luckily we were able to make that work and not set it like modern day LA and warehouses and shit.
Yeah.
Which would have been garbage. But luckily we were able to capture that classic feel.
Yeah. Very well done. And we got martial artist and stuntman here, actor Colin. He says he really enjoyed it. Well done to everyone involved. Look at that, all the way from getting some love from the UK here. How cool!
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Colin.
Thank you, Colin.
He's great here. Question here: do each of you have a favorite classic monster? We'll start with Jose.
Well, that's tough. I read that in the chat, and I'm like, I gotta start thinking because I don't know. I love them all for different reasons.
Okay.
I think the creature movies are all solid. We don't have a creature, so maybe I'll leave him out. Gosh, it's between Wolfman and Dracula. I think I've seen Dracula and the Wolfman the most out of that whole cycle of the black and whites.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a tie. I'm gonna say Dracula, Wolfman.
Eric, do you have one?
Wolfman for sure.
Nice. Adam.
Probably Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
All right. Ethan.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I think it might be a little boring, but I'm going to say Dracula. That's literally always been a role that I've always wanted to play. So when Jose brought it up to me, I was like, yes, of course. Like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
So,
and once I saw it posted that you were going to be a part of it and you were casted as Dracula, I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. Like, this is like, I knew you were going to kill it, man. And I think it's fascinating that you are inspired by Christopher Lee. What a fascinating man, not just actor. If you look up his biography.
Yeah, he was like was a Green Beret? Was he a Green Beret? And it's crazy. And he used to be like a rock star. Like,
yeah, he loved metal.
Metal rock star.
Metalhead.
Like, crazy. I used to literally pretend to be sick. I used to pretend to be sick from school so I could watch like him in episode 2 of Star Wars or watch him in watch Lord of the Rings. I would like I was obsessed with him and the way that he carried himself. I remember early in my career, I was like, early in my career, I played like boy next door kind of characters, right? And I was like, this is not what I want to do. I want to play villains. I want to be like Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Like literally, I said that exactly. So he's always been a huge inspiration for me. He's the best.
Yeah, I was just looking through his bio and I was like, okay, he was friends with Ian Fleming and then he ended up playing a James Bond villain. He knew Tolkien and then he ended up playing Saruman. Like,
it's
fascinating.
There's one interview of him where they talk where when Saruman gets stabbed in the back, and I'm sure you've seen it where he talks about, he goes, oh no, when someone gets stabbed, they don't scream, they do this because he knows because he's killed people that way before, like because he was a Green Beret.
Yeah.
So like he knows from like personal experience. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was one of the most gangster things I ever heard an actor say. He's correcting Peter Jackson. He's like, no, that's not what happens.
Like it's almost like an expelling air when you get stabbed. You don't like make it's like instead of like a yell or anything like that. No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And one of the best sword fighters too. Underrated sword fighter. You look at his work in the Three Musketeer movies he was in. The fight at the end is great. It's like really good. Like almost felt realistic because they got tired while fighting. Like it was like really good. But Christopher Lee's legend. Ian, do you have any favorites?
I'm really partial to the Invisible Man.
Yes.
Just the way Claude Rains portrayed the role.
Yes.
I mean, just the mere idea of being invisible is kind of fascinating. But then on top of it, you put in Claude Rains' performance and that voice and the way he carried the character. It's really just phenomenal work.
Oh my goodness. When I watched it for the first time, it blew me away. I was kind of like not expecting to laugh so much while watching Invisible Man. And Jose is Invisible Man one of the first horror comedies? Because it's like blatantly funny in parts. Like
I
it's
mean,
it's supposed to be funny.
yeah. Well, like the lady screaming, the old lady screaming, and all that, but it's not supposed to be funny. No, but I think it's just inadvertently became funny. But at the time, people were petrified.
Right. Well, yeah, the concept and the visual effects for its time. But yeah, Ian, you killed it though. Claude, man, wasn't he good?
And Gabe Prancher,
who
couldn't make it here,
yeah, shout out
who
to Gabe.
was our Invisible Man, was hilarious and was supposed to be, and he pulled it off.
Yeah, shout out to Gabe, man. I think is this the first time, Jose, that we see the Invisible Man, a version of him that's just straight up gangster. Like just a straight up G.
That's perfect. That is great posture.
Yeah.
It's straight up gangster Invisible Man. I don't know if we've ever seen that yet in a horror movie. It's straight up G. And I love how he would just pull out the pistol anytime. Like I didn't even know he had a pistol. And he just pulled it out. He's
Eric,
like, all right.
Yeah, look at Eric in that still too. He was like, "Yeah, do it, pal. Come on,
come at me."
Eric is so good. Yeah.
I mean, look, when you make an Invisible Man movie, you make an Invisible Man movie, and there's time and effort and focus on. We have to make sure he gets invisible. We have to do this and this for the effects. We didn't have that time. We do have him getting invisible in one scene, but we weren't able to pull off, the big reveal because it's just very, very tricky. Like we literally had that scene specifically when he's pointing the gun at Eric. We had like 30 minutes to film all that, and it's ridiculous.
Wow.
So the one thing that I stress with everybody is like, look, we know we're not making a multi-million-dollar movie here. The most important thing, the thing that people will take away from the most is if these characters are likable and fun, and if people enjoy watching them and going on this adventure with them, then I think we're okay. We don't necessarily have to be plot heavy and have explosions and have big effects. I mean, we've seen that with Van Helsing, and we know where Van Helsing has been relegated to in terms of forgotten cinema. But I think if you have fun characters and you bring the practical side of it as much as you can, I think the audience will be with you. And then I obviously leaned into the humor with Invisible Man and Ramses because, well, I mean, for me, Ramses, it just felt like he was a Seinfeld character.
Right?
So, yeah, and I was like, this is great. And I mean, I'm sure I'll get notes, but nobody said anything. It's like, okay, let's keep doing that then. And they hate humor. They're usually not big fans of humor, but they let me get away with it. I think because there was bigger issues to worry about. Yeah. So we got to have a little more fun with this one, and hopefully the audience picked up on that.
Yeah. And that was one of my favorite things about the movie too. Oh, sorry, Ann.
No, go ahead, man.
Good.
I was just going to piggyback kind of on what you started saying, Jose, because I had the same thought at the same time. One of the biggest things I appreciated about the film and what you wrote is that, like, everything these days is so over the top with action. It's like, how much further can you take it? It's kind of ridiculous. Right. So this one was it was basically like a character piece, except all the characters are fucking cursed people and monsters and rad looking. And you gave everyone such interesting, you wrote them in such an interesting way that I was interested in each and every one of them. I would watch an individual movie that is just based on each and individual one of them.
Yes. Yes. Well said. Well said. But we got sidetracked. I got to go back to Claude Rains, Ian. How much I enjoyed his performance in Invisible Man. I think one of my favorite parts of that movie is he's sitting there, he has the dialogue with his girl, and he's like, this is for the betterment of mankind, and I have plans and all that, and it's all positive. And then all of a sudden he switches like this, and he's like, but sometimes, I just want to put my hands on someone's throat and squeeze. That's all. That's all. Like that.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Wonderful.
So good. Oh, so good. But yeah, everyone did such a great job. We got an actor, filmmaker, Brian Peterson from the film Wrecker watching right now. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Brian.
He is a human tank, Jose. I highly recommend you contact Brian and put him in one of your movies. He is a human tank.
No.
He is so huge. But yeah, good to see you, brother. Yeah, he's a big horror fan as well. But yeah, let's have some fun here. Let's bring up the trailer again, and we'll check it out again. And love to hear all of you awesome gents behind the scenes on making the movie, but no spoilers, of course. Let me go ahead and bring it up because we want people to watch it. All right, Boykasha.
Are we gonna do like pop-up video? Like, can we pause and stuff? And
yes.
talk about that
Oh yeah. Well,
we should talk about Emma Reinagel. She's Elisabetta, Dracula's daughter. She's incredible. She was in my Exorcist movie, and I love working with her. And she is unfortunately, fortunately busy, but so she can't join us for a lot of the promo stuff. But she's incredible. I don't want her to be forgotten.
Yeah, shout out to her as well, and again, Gabriel, Maddie Lane, so many awesome people here, and of course, Michelle Bauer's son. That's right. Shout out to her, another legend. I just showed my wife Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers the other day, and she loved it. She loved it. She was busting up laughing, having a good time.
It's great.
Look at Boris right here, baby. Yeah, man.
And they let me get away with calling him Boris too, which, if you're making a Frankenstein's monster movie and you call him Boris, I mean, you kind of know what you're doing.
Right.
There's a reason. There's a wink, wink, and they didn't say no, we don't like that. That's too silly. They let me get away with it. So
nice.
I'm glad that our Frankenstein's monsters has a tie to the history of it.
Yeah. Eric, how many hours did it take for your makeup?
I think like just under 3.
Nice. Oof.
Yeah, something about Emma's performance and Eric's performance as well, I found really fascinating was the scenes that they have together could have felt repetitive. They could have.
Yes.
But because they're so good at what they're doing, like Eric had this weight to his portrayal that made you really empathize with the monster, and then Emma, you could feel like she was actually caring about him, and there was more to her than just like a bloodthirsty monster. So it really helped those scenes that they have together. They have the majority of their scenes together, just them two, without having any spoilers. But they really did a really good job, like making those scenes flow and have an arc in between them.
Yes. Boris showing some heart, like you said, But look at this shot. Look at this. It's so good. Look at that. Looks like you gave her a headbutt there. Or Eric. Yep. Eric did you give her a headbutt?
Yeah. That's Boris's move. His go-to move.
Oh, there you go. Boris
signature move, yeah. Here's a little behind the scenes fun. Go back to that wide shot if you can, Preston. Okay, right there. That's good. So behind those windows, the castle windows, there is the hallway. That's the hallway that we use for the traps in Frankenstein's in Frankenstein's castle. Right. So basically, Dracula and Frankenstein share real estate. We used everything we could. Man, it's not easy to make a movie like this in downtown LA. So
it's a duplex.
Yeah, we're
exactly.
We're just having a small feud,
Yeah.
Yeah, you made it work though. But yeah, Sherlock Holmes sleuth-esque with Dracula. I don't think that's been done.
No, I mean the goal was, they constantly wanted the story running, and I don't like it when it just kind of sits around and people are talking for no reason. So early on, I wanted to really focus on it as a kind of Chinatown with monsters, and a little bit of Taken thrown in there. But of course, keeping our limitations and time in mind. But
right.
Yeah, that was the goal. Yeah, very, very much a detective story.
How many days to film Monster Mash?
Oh, 6. This was 6. Well, 7 because with the pickup day with Ethan, but it was supposed to be 6. Yeah.
Wow. Again, phenomenal. Now, Madsen, how was it? How was it working with Madsen here? And there's a reason why I'm laughing, but go ahead.
Madsen is obviously a legendary actor.
Yes.
And when he was suggested for Dr. Frankenstein, to be honest, and I've told him this, not necessarily my first choice.
Right.
But he was cool, man, and he was ready to play and have some fun, and we made little tweaks here and there to the character so it fit him a little better.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was great. We had him for 2 days, and we got along really well. We just sort of like bonded over old movies and things, and
Nice.
to this day, he's like, man, let's find something else to do. So
Hell yeah.
at least he didn't hate us, which is good.
Nice. But yeah, the reason why I'm laughing is because I see you called it for me. I was going to ask you, did you tweak it a little bit for him? And it shows on screen. Yeah, because there's moments where he was kind of busting me up, man, because Eric and poor Boris is like showing concern and stuff like that for the hostage. And then Manson's like, hey, I need you to get this done. All right. You hurry up and get this done. I was waiting for some F-bombs. I'm surprised. I'm just going to throw them in myself.
They wouldn't let me.
Can you get the fuck out of my face, Boris? God, go do something. Go play with yourself. Like it's just the way he was acting was like kind of busting me up, man. I was having fun.
Yeah, he certainly brought himself to it and embodied it the best way he could.
Great shot. Love that shot.
That's our witch. I wanted to put a gypsy in here, but they wouldn't let me call her a gypsy because apparently it's become now it's a slur to call somebody a gypsy. So
really,
yeah, apparently. So I'm like, all right, I can't call her a gypsy witch, but so she's just a witch.
And, Eric, classic headbutt. Eric, did you watch a lot of Jack Reacher before you filmed this?
I know, right?
Tons of headbutts for everyone.
Well, that seemed like the most effective way. In the script, it's a 3-page battle. But when you have 30 minutes, you can't really choreograph that. So you can say, all right, just headbutt him with your big, thick forehead that they've painted on you. That should be good for something.
Classic box adventure style. There we got going. Look at this. Look at this, dude. The makeup in this is so good, Jose. Shout out to the makeup artist.
Yeah. We had a really great team. I'm blanking on her name. What's her name, Ethan? Gosh, I'm blanking on her name.
Monique?
Monique, yes. Jesus Christ. I was thinking Q. Yeah, Monique Paredes, Eric Yoder, and Jake Porath. That was the team. They did an amazing job. This is actually Michelle Bauer here under everything.
Yeah. Amazing.
She came in and did me a favor, and she's incredible, man.
Yeah, so good.
I'm still not a fan of the VFX, but there's only so much you can do. I can't control any of that.
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that concept. Now, how did you come up with this concept of sharing the blood to help reanimate, Jose?
Well, this was it was a script note. The plot in general was sort of pitched by the development department. They wanted to do a thing where the monsters come together to stop Dr. Frankenstein because he's stealing body parts to make to make a bigger body or whatever. But to me, it's like, well, how does that happen? If they're missing body parts, they're dead. So how is this a team? I don't understand how this works. So we had to like kind of contrive things to make sure that we can't lose the mummy. So we had to make up a reason for him to come back. So this was sort of a lot of back and forth. Believe it or not, they give you a lot of script notes at Asylum. It was like, all right, he uses some magic incantation and brings him back. No, that's too easy. It's got to be a really long process to bring the mummy back to life. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I had to contrive all this shit with the rats and the blood and the tana leaves. It was yeah, it was tricky, but yeah. So that's where all that came from. Just sort of needing to make it a little more involved than just the regular huzzah, you're alive.
Right. Copy that. But Adam's character, just like you said, the whole Seinfeld type character, but Jose. But Adam's character was like Hey, thanks for bringing me back, but what the hell are you doing?
Fun side note about that day on set, I actually broke my toe.
Oh no!
Yeah, yeah. Because
What?
Wait, what? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the costumer gave me these like traditional sandals that are supposed, that were to go with the vibe that you cannot see at all underneath the rest of her awesome costume. And I'm walking around set and we're moving quick and there's a little bit of action with Eric, a little bit of stuff like that. And all that went fine. I was like walking off set and walking by a dolly and I like kick it. My pinky toe goes boop. And I'm like, ah.
Oh. Wow.
So the next day when I came back on set, I was like, I'm going to wear my shoes. Is that okay if I wear my shoes?
Wow.
I had no idea.
Hey, but that's dedication, son. So shout out to you, Adam.
Well, we had 6 days, and Ethan had already taken everything up with his COVID. So it was like, I guess I got to muscle through.
There you go.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, some shout outs from the UK here. Kevin saying hello to the amazing guests. There we go. And that looks awesome. He enjoyed the visual there of Ramses coming back to life there. A lot of fun. Let's keep it rocking and rolling here, man. But yeah. There he is.
And I should say the Wolfman's cabin was an abandoned shack in the woods. And we did it. We had like zero time to dress it, but we're like, all right, maybe he just kind of like moved out here to sort of like be away from civilization. It'll be fine. And
it worked.
You don't see it enough. You don't see it enough that it makes a dent.
Weren't you hanging a painting in the first shot in that? So like you were kind of doing the set dressing yourself?
Yeah. Initially, there was an open shot of me coming through a curtain. I'm bringing a painting. I tack in a nail and hang it up. And then the door knocks. And I'm like, who the fuck is there? But because of time, we didn't get to do the scene of me answering the door and having a little conversation there. So I don't know, Jose, if that was the impetus for taking out the hanging the painting.
That's why we cut it, because there was nothing in between that would make sense. So like, just lose it.
Copy that. But yeah, this is still a great location. It looks great. Looks great.
Yeah, it's a good hallway.
And I love how they kind of work together and helped each other out. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Did you storyboard all of this, Jose, or you had an idea already what you wanted?
Sure. Yeah. Tons of storyboards. I had books and books.
Yes.
No, honestly, when it's a benefit to also be the writer. When you go in, I don't think I could. I mean, I could, but I don't think I would like to direct something I didn't write because I don't have that connection to it.
Gotcha.
And a lot of that storyboarding, happens in your head. So I saw this already. So when I'm at the location, I'll go, okay, so this is what happens, and he goes here and he does that, and it's almost like I had and at that point we maybe had 4 or 5 drafts of the script. So I relived this over and over again, of course, rereading it for typos and things. So it was clear enough in my head that and time was an issue. So it wasn't like I could sit around and go, okay, let me draw this. Okay, this is like a Dracula. It was, I basically just said, look, this is the long hallway. This is what I see you doing. You walk over here, you stand over here, you strike here. Okay, you're blocking him, move here. And you have to be very much like you're playing chess. You're just moving the pieces in the right place and making sure the camera's pointing in the right direction. So definitely there's a lot of pre-thought that goes into it. But in terms of, hey, but everybody gather around and look at my drawings. No, we did not have the luxury for that.
Copy that.
The tunnels.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the tunnels is one of my favorite sections in the movie because you have like the tunnel per character that gets to help progress everyone through. So you have Dracula, which was, a visual effect, and he kind of disappears. Invisible Man, he takes off his clothes and he's gone and he walks the hallway. When it came for mine, it's just scripted that Charles, who's not in wolf form, runs along the sides of the walls and skips and does all sorts of things. So when it came time to do it, all my maneuvers or whatever was just invented on the day. I was like, all right, how do we do this? And we just figured it out.
And they did all their own stunts, which is because we didn't have money for stunt people. But yeah, these guys, they were their own fall guys. So these guys are great.
Nice.
Luckily, all of my toes are intact.
Yes, that's a good thing. Ethan, was this like the second day with you filming these scenes, or was this the pickup?
No. We did the hallway scenes on my pickup day.
Wow.
So yeah, we did all the hallway scenes one after another. It's actually, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but it's the same exact hallway, just dressed differently, and it actually looks different every time. Really impressed by that.
Yeah,
it's the same hallway. Yeah, over and over. Movie magic.
Let's take a look at Ian channeling his inner Jackie Chan here. Look at that. Roll it there. Wolfman does parkour.
There you go. Yeah.
Parkour. Look at these guys. Look at these legends. So much fun.
One of my biggest my biggest regrets of the whole production is, I mean, it couldn't be helped, but because Ethan wasn't there, I couldn't get my Avengers shot of all the monsters standing together. And the closest I could get was everybody except Dracula. And then I had to retool the third act to find a way to get Dracula out of there because he wasn't on that day. So, and we had not a stunt double, a body double. He was great. His name was Garrett, really good. And but I couldn't use him in the shots because we weren't going to replace his face and all that stuff. So it was tricky, but I really wanted to do my Avengers shot with all the monsters, teamed up. But I got close. Yeah,
you got a pretty good shot towards the end here. Yeah.
Sequel maybe.
But look at Eric, just brutal, ripping it out. Look at that. No headbutt for you. No headbutt for poor Ramsey.
I didn't want one.
Look at this. This is legit, bro. This is
that was all the prosthetics makeup. Eric Yoder was the one who did my face there.
So good.
How long was that, dude? I don't remember.
It wasn't bad. It was under an hour because the whole outside was just kind of like this pull on, without the face prosthetic, I kind of looked like where the wild things are, but then he overlaid the latex and glued it to my face, and it was pretty painless, pretty quick.
Nice.
Look, old Ramsey's here. He's ready to rock. Let's go.
And look, the rain is great, but it didn't rain any other day. The day that we're fucking outside, it's a torrential downpour, mudslides, people slipping. One of our makeup people slid and cracked his head open.
No.
Luckily he was okay.
Good.
But it was like I don't know. Honestly, I felt like the universe was conspiring against the movie, just making it extra difficult. Yeah, it was tricky. Yeah, the rain looks awesome, but then but now when I shoot Ethan, I've got to match rain, and when we do the big CGI battle, which was not my idea, honestly, that was an Asylum thing. They wanted to do a giant monster thing,
right?
When they do the CGI battle, that's got to have rain. So there was so many elements that it made it extra difficult. But there was like, but you got all this great production value.
I know.
Yeah, man. I you know what, I'm good. I don't need the production value.
Well, it still looks great.
If we had 2 days, fine.
Right. Yeah. But here, back to Gangster Invisible Man there. But look at everybody. He's ready to rock. Let's go. Love it.
And you know what's interesting about that shot? Go back to that shot if you can. That is the unaffected VFX shot. They used the wrong one. As you can see, the lights at the ceiling.
Oh my gosh!
They're supposed to paint those out. Yeah. There you go.
They're supposed to be there, Jose. That's how Dr. Frankenstein rolls.
I would have never
magic.
Noticed that unless you pointed it out. I would have never noticed that.
Jose, it's science.
Okay, there you go. It's fucking science.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's nice. There you go. Yeah. There's the shot.
Yeah.
Hey, it's good enough, Jose. I know you wanted Dracula there, but this is still badass, still epic.
And you know what's great?
Look at that.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you're gone at this point without spoilers, but the way everybody's positioned, I just told them stand here, and then like look up at the monster and react. But everyone dropped into like this perfect kind of like off angle kind of mountain shape, and it just looks awesome. It was like that's the one thing the universe gave me. It's like, okay, at least just the natural blocking of these guys looks really nice.
Hopefully
and I kind of look for that.
Hopefully they use this like on the back of the DVD cover or Blu-ray or something, because it's epic. Pretty epic.
Yeah. If it gets physical media, which right now it's not looking good.
Yeah,
I might need to start wearing my own headlamp to give me a little,
yeah,
little brightness.
Adam, you got a martial arts background.
I do actually, an extensive one.
Am I good or what?
You're impressive.
Am I fucking good or what, man? I saw the stats. I was like, I think Adam knows some martial arts there. But that's epic, man. How cool. But yeah, I love the shot. And again, Jose and his incredible filmmaking team and actors and everyone involved really working hard again to it's a miracle to create something this entertaining in a couple of days. A lot of people don't understand that. it's like almost it's kind of impossible, but you guys are so good at what you do. You made it happen, and it was really entertaining. Samurai Guy highly recommends everybody watching to definitely check out the movie. And Jose, I was thinking after watching it, two things. Number one, you did in 6 days what billion-dollar AAA studio Universal failed at doing with their Dark Universe, and you did it in 6 days. So that's the first thing that came to my head. And another thing that came to my mind was after I watched this, rest in power, a guy we all were inspired by, a guy we look up to, rest in power, Roger Corman. I was thinking about him, and I went back to Monster Mash, and you know what I was thinking about, Jose? I said if Roger was still around, and if he was still alive, Roger Corman would enjoy this film. I think he would have loved this movie, my friend. Yeah.
Good.
I think you really
glad
would
to hear that.
Yeah, I think he would have really enjoyed it, because this is right up his alley. Look at that. Great shot of Ethan. Let's go. Kaiju battle for the fans. Monster Mash, baby. It's a graveyard smash. That's right. Make sure everybody watching, you check it out. It's available to watch on Vudu and also on YouTube. Anywhere else? Am I missing any other digital streaming service?
I didn't know it was on YouTube. But
you can rent it on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. Amazon Prime. I think it'll be on Tubi for Halloween.
Hey, perfect.
No physical media at the moment, but that may change. It really depends on the demand, and it's really hard when you release a movie streaming. There's 8 million movies coming every day streaming, so it's easy to get lost in the noise. But it's nice when people connect with something, and who knows what the future will be for the Monster Mash fans. I definitely want to bring these guys back and work with them in some capacity on anything. So if it's Monster Mash or something else, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, so good, and I want a sequel. All right, I want a sequel. I want to see some Ramses doing some of that martial arts in the sequel. I want to see Ethan as Dracula just ripping throats out. I want to see more headbutts from Eric. That's right. I want to see Wolfman ripping off nards. Let's go. That's what I want to see. I want to see it. Yeah,
we'll make sure he rips off some testicles for you.
Yes. Yeah. And throw me in the movie too, just for fun. I get killed. I'm very good at that. Oh, really quick. Back to Headless Horseman. For fun, me and Jose and my wife came up with this idea that I would hum something Die Hard from Die Hard. And I hum that before, I hum a tune from Die Hard before I get knocked out in Headless Horseman. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's something Die Hard homage in this movie too. I noticed that. I won't ruin it. You know which one I'm talking about, right, Jose?
I don't.
Do you want me to say
my head. I mean, I kind of always put Die Hard in anything, but
right. You need to keep doing it. No, our gangster Invisible Man pulls out the pistol and he goes, welcome to the party, pal. I was like, oh,
right.
Jose did it again. Yeah, keep them Die Hard references going and all your movies, man.
It was a double reference to, of course, Die Hard, and then Master Cass's intro, so
Yeah.
I wanted to double it up a little bit for those paying attention. But yes, that's and they didn't say no. They didn't say no to him saying that. So I'm like, okay,
nice.
if they don't say no, I'll keep it in. I'll push you even further in another direction.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved it. Enjoyed the film. Highly recommend it. Mystery sleuthing, headbutting, blood squirting with a little heart, vampires, everything that you want in a horror movie. Some comedy and some fun. Definitely check out Monster Mash. Everybody watching right now. We're gonna wrap it up for today. I could talk horror movies with these gents. I'm sure Adam, me and you, brother, we could talk martial arts movies in the future on the next one. But yeah, before we wrap it up, Eric, anything you'd like to say to your soon-to-be followers, because you're gonna get social media very soon?
Yeah. Stay tuned.
There we go. Adam, anything you'd like to say to your fans and followers?
Thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world.
Copy that. Here he is. Ian.
Hello. Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Ian Hummel Actor Guy, and unrelated to acting, I actually have another Instagram. It's DMCBTTF. That stands for DeLorean Motor Company Back to the Future. If you're in the LA area and you want to rent a time machine DeLorean or visit some film locations, that's a business that I run. So check it out, rentdelorean-la.com.
Nice. And last, we have Ethan. That's right. Boom.
Hello. Yes, you guys can follow me on all platforms at Ethan Dino Corbett. And thank you guys so much for enjoying the movie and watching. You know, I keep getting messages from people saying that they really enjoy the film. So that's really important to me, that the fans really enjoy it. So it's cool that that's happening. So thank you.
And last but not least,
thank you for giving the movie the time of day and a chance. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly made it with a lot of love. I went in with more than love, but respect for these monsters, and I wanted to honor them as best we could with the circumstances we were given. And I hope you at least enjoy the ride and stay tuned. There may be, honestly, I've got 2 others planned. I'll tell you, Creatures in the second. But we'll have to see what happens. Basically, the asylum needs to see that people like it and people are supporting it, and then it'll be easier to convince them to make a sequel. But it really just comes down to engagement and how much money it makes, like with anything. But thank you so much for watching it, guys.
That's right. And y'all know what you need to do. All the links below of this video, click on them, follow all of these awesome gents on their filmmaking journey. Watch the goddamn movie. A Samurai Guy needs a sequel, goddammit. I want some martial arts, some action. I want to see Invisible Man doing some John Wick shit. The only way we can make that happen is if you guys watch. So rent it, check it out, share it, spread the word. It's a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. And we're going to have all of you gents back in the future, back on the show. This is your second home now, everybody here. That's right, your second home. So come on back. That's right. Any future projects, or you just want to talk some movies. Again, always an honor, Jose. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate
it. For everybody watching. And keep watching them horror movies, baby. Keep that genre strong. That's right. And we'll see you badasses on the next one. Oh, wait, hold on a second. One more question or comment. I think Universal needs to pick up Jose and put him in charge of everything monster-related moving forward. There you go,
thank
baby.
you for that.
Yeah, there you go. We'll leave it with that.
That would be amazing.
All right.
But
take care, guys. Monster Mash, baby. Let's go.